Okay, so I'm testing. We had a little problem with the recording before. Today's Friday. It's Yom Shishi. If you're counting the days of the week, which are seven, and they're actually the midos of the goof, which are Chesed Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Chod, Yisod, and Malchus. Malchus is Shabbos. So it comes out that this is 6 day. 6 days Yisod. Yisod is a pool. So all of what came before in the week comes out down now on Yisod, which is Erev Shabbos. Tomorrow we'll go into the Yisod of the Yisod, which is called Malchus. It's the ultimate gathering of everything that's happened in the week. There was a lot more to say about this, but right now we're at the story of finding our neshamas, which we went through some side ideas. We talked a little bit about Malchus, what it means to be in it, and we're going to see more about that. But right now we want to go back to the story. What's it like to find your neshama? What do you need? What do you have to know about? So first, in the first part that we read yesterday or the last time, it said that the Tzaddik HaEmes was really looking to find the soul of the Jewish people. So let's face it, it's really one neshama, but it's split, lots of different places, it goes all the way over, but it's only one because we have a concept. When Shabbos comes, everything comes together. And when everything he means it look like this. There is an aspect which is called the Zachar, the male, and there's an aspect which is called the Nukva, or the Nikeva. But they pronounce it, the Mukabalim, they euphemize it. They say the word for female, they make the word Nukva. So these two things come together. It's a time of Yichud. We're always looking to take the separations that we have in our world, and we're looking to put them together again. Because when we can put them together again, that's when we find our neshamas. So last week he said that the vizier who's looking for this lost princess, he went this way and he went that way, and then Rav Shek had a drush on that. He wanted to say how we have to use our bikiyas. We have to understand what life is like. It's continuously changing. But then the center, the core of everything is only one center, and that's the Eibishter, that's Hashem Yisbarach, or another way to say it, more Kabbalistically, is the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Impossible to fathom, but at the center of everything. So now it says, the story says, V'hoya holok b'midbar. So he was going through wasteland. In other words, nothing clicked. Could have been in Brooklyn, and he could have been in Moscow, and he could have been in any little place, or out in the field, or in the forest, or nowhere. But the fact is that for him, it's a wasteland. So he was looking, but he never stopped looking. And he talked to people, and he tried to get everything he could to try to figure it out. You'll see. So he saw, hey, look, there's a path that goes off into a different kind of way. So the word, instead of the word klipot, the Mukubalim always use the word kali. They have decided that some words need to be euphemized. There's an argument about whether it's a lot of words or just a few words. Most of the yeshiva types are using a few words to euphemize, but this is one of them. We call it the kali instead of the klipos. So he said the samach mem is another made for the force of the other side. The sitra achra, that's another word. Rosh barosh. You can't really take it on by saying, from now on, I'm not going to have taivas niyuf. I'm not going to have really bad appetites for all different kinds of things. I'm not going to have bad thoughts. I'm just going to stop it. You can't do that because it's inside of us. So you can explain. Because you have to fulfill this pasuk in Shmos. Little by little, I'm going to make it go away from you. I'm going to divorce it from you. Until you multiply and you get to a place where you can inherit the land. Now, the land, again, is another word for Malchus, so this is another word for the Shekhinah, which is what we're looking for, that's inside of us. He's going to give us their place, and it would take over where they are, these goyim, which means again the kali, little by little. So you can't knock them out completely right away. Pantir this is the wild beast shouldn't come and take you down. So in other words, it's not really possible. You might push it away. But you know what? There's a backside to the good side. So you push it away with your good side. It turns out there's a backside there all along. It's going to come and smack you and eat you up in a different way. So he saw another way, the way that most of people aren't going. And he went, try that. He said to himself, but we say, well, I'm going so long, I'm being unsuccessful. I'm going through deserts and places of wastelands that I can't find anything. So I can't find my soul. I don't know who I am or what I'm doing in this world. But maybe on this side path, I'll try something else. Maybe I'll go to a place where there's settling and can see clearly. And he went for a long time. So Rav Shik writes like this: a piece of when is a person going on a path which is not a path, a road that's not really a road, an untraveled road. What is it? What is a road that's not really a road? That's what he means by a side road. You tell me what he means by a side road. There's a side road for all of us a little bit different. Because what are we trying to do? What is he saying is that the princess is trapped by the force of the other side. Let's learn more about the other side. Where is it? What's it doing? But it's trapped. The princess is trapped in it. And we can't go straight at it because it's part of us. So let's go on. You have to know it's not something that you can conquer in a day. It's your life. It's your whole life. So until you manage to find your neshama, and I would say that you could find your neshama and you could lose it. You could find it, you could lose it. You could find it, you could lose it. You have to keep trying to find it. So what you have here in Rabbeinu Kodesh is a person who was able to keep it. So as a result of appearing for the place of the Shekhinah, he's able to talk to us and to show us, that's what he wants to do, how to get to the same place. And it is a process of failures and successes. Shehi Habas Melech Shne'evda, that is this neshama, our own neshama that we're looking for, is the daughter of the king. Ki Harbeit Sarek La'avor Al Kol Bar Yisrael, so there's a whole amount of passage that a person has to go through, a lot of time to pass, until the person is struggled l'troach and really go through all different kinds of struggle. How? With avodas Hashem Yisbarach is that we lift Neshirim, that we go to shul, and we do everything that we can to give tzedakah, we do everything that we can to come close. Until it sees a person who he really is, what his real tachlis is in this world. You can't push it. You can't get there because that's what you want to do right now. It has to be a lifetime. You have to go little by little, little by little. Every day is a different possibility in being able to find your neshama. Even if you're doing something which is unusual, maybe you join the Tikkun Elevator Kolo. But in any case, you have to know that it's going to take time. It's not instant. But if you're very persistent, very stubborn, you don't abandon because times can go either very good for you and you don't have time, or very bad for you, as he's going to explain a little bit, and give us a little insight of how it could be when it's bad or when it's good. But you don't stop. You keep going to shul, you keep learning anyway, and you keep doing all the avodah that you're supposed to. That the person really works on it, he struggles with it, and he puts in the time. In the end, you're going to be natseach. You're going to win. You're going to find your soul. You're going to find who you are and why you're here. So the main thing is, when you start to do this, don't be afraid. Don't think, well, I don't want to do this because, nobody else is doing it, right? It's a derech min atzad. So he goes, you think that you're doing something, right? You're listening to Kabbalah Shir. You're listening to Rebbe Nachman. That's not where it's at. Tilag lahem, but don't be, you could laugh at them. You have to understand, you're not going to convince people by saying, hey, It's in you. You're searching. You want to find it. You find something that matches with what you want. Other people don't do that, so you're not going to convince them. That's not their way. And even you'll find people, when you go in a certain derech, they're going to make fun of you. They're going to make you feel terrible. That's the path from the side. He says, Rabbeinu Zal says this in Sefer Midos. The further away that a person is from the truth, so he'll feel a person who wants to be a Baal Tshuva that's crazy, because that's how far away they are. Because when all of them say that this is this thing you call this other path that you're taking, and then they make fun of him, and they yell at him, and they do different things. They throw him out of shul because he spends too much time davening. You have to know that even though that's what's happening, that's the path to success. But what? But you can't look at other people and think, well, they're doing it this way, maybe I'm wrong. You have to do what's inside of you to do. You have to find that. Don't be confused about what they're doing. Do what you need to do, even if it's not the path that everybody else is going on. Now let's look a little bit more, because Rav Shik, the Rabbeinu HaKodesh, he really wants to tell us what we need to do, what we need to be aware of, and how we have to go at this. So let's look a little bit more. He says, Achar kach ra bibsar. So he went on this unusual path. And then he saw this, let's say, a fort. So he saw it was a big wall around a magnificent palace. And there were all kinds of different soldiers that surrounded it. Let me just make that quick. He saw such a tremendous, unbelievable spectacle of this wall, of this fort, of this palace, and these soldiers, and all the things that they had, and their horses, and their guns, and all the different things. So he said, well, you know what? I don't think I can get in. So Rav Shik writes, Armon Hazeh is a person's body. What? It's a person's body. They refer to his 248 limbs or organs, and the 365 sinews or the different pipes that are inside of a person, the bindings. In them are kululim, are kolu, all the 248 mitzvahs and the 365 that it shouldn't do. Now here's a little quote that he brings from a Medrash Tanchumi. He says, the Ramach mitzvahs aseh, yesh b'torah kaminyan devarim sheba adam. This is a quote from the Medrash. He says that the 248, they correspond to the minyan of the limbs in a person's body. V'chol yom v'yom tzoachim, every day, these are calling out. Al Adam, they're calling to me, they're calling to you. Every day they're calling us. And they're saying, Asa osanu, do me, do my mitzvah, the mitzvah that I represent. That you should live in the schus of that mitzvah that belongs to my limb, to that particular limb. The limb is talking, calling out. And then you have the other side. V'shasa mitzvahs lo saseh. And every day, for the time that the sun comes up, the time it goes down, it's crying out to you, and it's saying to you, goes Rani Alecha, I'm making a decree on you, that you came to this point in this day. Don't do this avera. So you have, this is coming out of you all the time. Do you listen? Well, you know. So don't tilt the world to the side of bad. So a person has to have command over his organs, of the 248 organs and the 365 sinews. And this is the perspective that you have to look at yourself. Is to look at your body as if it is turning every single little dot in your body into a receptacle to be able to receive the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what you want to be able to get to. This is what Shlomo Melech says, Ir katana v'ranashim ba'ma'at. There's a very small city, and there are very few people there. And a big king came. He surrounded it. And he built big forts and army barracks. And the rabbis say about this, Ir katana, zehaguf. The Ir katana, that's your body. Your body is the Ir katana. V'ranashim ba'ma'at. So it only has 248 little pieces in it. And then on those 248 pieces comes a big king. Zed the Yetzer Hara. That's something Hashem planted inside of us, that we have inside of us, that's there. And this comes along. And he brings fortifications. These are different sins, or different mistakes that we make. Ki hayetzer hara mispashet kol al nishbas adam. So you have to know this. It says that the Yetzer Hara is every single part of your body. Shehi habas melech, which is the bas melech. So ad sheyesh seviva chomos u'metzudim gedolim, and she is that this panemius, this essence of yourself, is surrounded inside of your body, inside of your goof, surrounded by this king. This evil king. It's not easy to get out of there. Because this is a whole other subject that Rabbeinu Kodesh deals with. And this is our imagination. Imagination is a powerful thing. It's what we use to be able to understand Kabbalah. It's what we use in order to be able to understand as best we can the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, and try to come close to us. But on the other hand, there's an animal aspect to it. It wants. And when it can't get what it wants, or if it doesn't go the way that it wants to, it has an imagination that follows it. It's ambushes a person tremendously, your thoughts. He says in Likutei Moharan, Chelik Aleph, Siman Kaf Hey, that it's tremendously destroying a person. This is his animal nature. And it spreads throughout all of him. From this is where the fears of the Sheni HaMelech come from. This is a little side idea. And remember, we're coming from the side, right? We're not trying to banish the Yetzer Hara. We're trying to defeat him, coming at him from the side. So he says like this: we have an imagination that tells us you can't do it. It's not possible. Just forget about it. Do something else that you like. Eat something. Go someplace. So he says, so now he thinks that maybe these armies won't let him in. But the whole thing is a fantasy. A person who really believes, here's the what's the right word? The important point that he wants to make is that when we realize that no matter where we are and what we are looking for, Hakol is she'ein b'ladav yisbarach kalal. There's nothing besides him. The Ein Sof Baruch Hu is reality, and all the rest, tremendous dimyonos. V'Hakol l'kol l'kuz gamer. Everything is gamerhu. Everything is alokuz. Then the person starts to realize that no matter where I am, I can't hide from him because he's what is. He's inside of everything. So then why should you be afraid? If you want to make contact, he's there. So this is a person. So he says the person, okay, so let me try it. Maybe I can get to get a hold of my body, my taivas, and so on and so forth. Maybe I could do that. Why is it that people, the olam is far from Hashem? If in fact we understand what he's saying, Hashem is inside of everything, and he is the essence of our lives and everything that is with us. So he said, because people are so pressured that they can't stop and think. And it could be that what's happening in our time is that we live in a rich nation. There's a tremendous amount of all kinds of information available to us. And now, Baruch Hashem, at this time when things are so bad in other ways morally, but there also the possibility of a tremendous amount of this light to come through to us because we have Kubalim that are teaching us and Chassidish Rebbeim that have tremendous knowledge that they're able to bring to us. So he says that now we could have a little Yeshiva Das, especially as you work on through your life. If a person was really able to settle truly his mind, so he would see that everything that's around him, all the fights that he has and how this one hurt him and about that, and the fights he's having with his wife and the different health problems that he has and so on and so forth. And I don't want to decide anybody's fate. I'm not trying to be poskin. But he says that there's a tremendous amount of fantasy involved in all of this. Because if you really, no matter who you are or where you are, or what your matzav is in life, is that there's nothing can stop you from making contact with your true self. So here's something that happened, and I remember this so clearly that it happens in different places, is that you have a thought that God doesn't really like you, otherwise he wouldn't be doing this to you. Have you heard that? Ever thought that? He says, they don't want you up above. That you're worthless, that you can't really do anything. And from him, nothing coming out of me now, man, because look at the position I'm in. All of this thinking, all this type of thinking, these are all fantasies. They're all, he calls it, these are blocks in your brain. Your brain can get blocked up. V'dinyon gadol ma'od. Now we understand that we do averis and we do make blocks in our brains. And so Rabbeinu Kodesh is telling you, but even so, I created you. I created the Yetzer Hara. I created the situations of your life, and I'm still here. Because if you could strengthen, if your heart is strong and you could fortify yourself, you want to win the battle, to find your true essence, which is the essence of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. It's not really that hard. You can really do it. He writes as the Chuti Maran, Chelik Aleph, Siman Reish Mem Tes. A person who's really strong in his faith. He's not afraid of any man. He's not afraid of any situation. That person can fight and win every single war because of the strength of his heart. So he's not afraid to go in, and if there's a war going on inside of his body and his soul, he'll take it on. Remember, though, he said it's a path from the side. It doesn't take place in 1 minute. It's a lifetime of effort, a lifetime of discovery, a lifetime of potential beauty. What Rav Shik wants to do, what Rabbeinu Kodesh wants to do, what the Ari wants to do is make a path for us to come closer. And just one thing to remember. The main thing is to enjoy. Thank you.